What's up, guys? So I wanted to create this video where I'm gonna explain all the lessons I've learned in sports betting every day for the past like couple years, and I kind of want to get into how to not go broke, how to do it responsibly, what traps to look out for in the sports betting world, and so on. So yeah, we're gonna get into it today. So basically. If you're on Twitter, Twitter is like a huge betting space now, which is kind of crazy. Or X, it's a giant betting space. My Twitter is just like a ton of like different people like showing slips and like showing giant cashes they got and stuff like that. But Twitter is like a FOMO place, so it's something to keep in mind. People only be posting the slips they win. When they have like six green checks next to their props, they're probably just bullshitting it. Like Twitter is like a phony ass space. Like people are gonna show you that they're winning, just like on the slips they win, but they're not gonna show you all the losses they have. That's why I like to be transparent with you guys and like show you guys like my actual experience. I'm not gonna be like one of these fake ass cappers that are just like lying about their profits, but they're only making money from their like Telegram chat or their dub club. So that's something you got to be aware of. Like when these people are posting free slips on Twitter, um, and they're trying to get you in their dub club, like their dub club doesn't even win. Like they're fucking cappers. Like you can't trust anybody else. Like with your bets, you got to trust yourself. You can trust me for the strategies, but you can't trust anyone else with the bets, and that's just something you got to keep in mind. Like people be posting up all these slips, and if you're gonna be tailing random people, that means you're just gonna tail anybody. Like, right? If you're tailing random people on Twitter, you would literally tail anybody. Like, and you can't be tailing people. Like, that's what I learned. Like, I used to tail people when I started. I joined two like premium chats and ended up like losing every bet I tailed. Like these cappers be doing exactly what their name is. They're capping. And you can't trust people's bets because like pretty much every line's a 50-50 line when you think about it. Like you're looking at all these props. A lot of the props are 50-50 lines, and it's your job as the bettor to find where you got an edge over the sports book. Like to find where they fucked up and they shouldn't have this lineup, and you're gonna hammer this one line that you really think is gonna go under or over, and that's your job. Your job is to find the discrepancies in the market where a line's too high or too low, and you know in your head what the player can do, and you know if they play a normal game, they should hit this line or whatever. But that's where you're gonna win. You're not gonna win going random like 50-50 bets. Like when you're getting a 50-50 bet, you're losing in the long run. Like I have a video where I had like code for all the different percentages, and if you're a 50-50 better, you're losing. In order to be profitable, you have to hit 56% of your props to like be even. To actually make a good amount of money, you got to hit 65% of your bets or 60% to make like a little bit of money. 70% of your props. If you're hitting 70% of your props, you're about to make a ton of money that day. So that is the thing. Like the reward is not in the 50-50s. The reward is when you find some value and you kind of hammer the value um, on a lot of bets. And if you're doing parlays like me and you're not like doing straight bets with a ton of money, it's a much better strategy if you don't have a big bankroll. Like if you have a big bankroll and you want to put like 1,000 on a spread or something and then get like 900 back, okay, sure, go ahead. But like if you want to do a low risk, high reward strategy, it's like parlays all day. Like it's three mans, four mans, and five mans. Like that's what I found is the best. And like over this past year, I've done a lot of dumb things, and I've like learned a lot of like lessons that I'm never gonna repeat again. There was one stretch I lost $4,000 in 4 days, like no cap. I lost 1,000 every single day, and it was all from five mans. So that's the thing. Like when you're doing these five mans and you like start getting greedy and you start like wanting to hit the 20x on your slips. And I lost all this $4,000 like literally on like $5 or less slips. So like just think all my slips. I think what I was doing like $5 five mans, $4 five mans, and then like I would get fucked on one leg about or one leg at least on all of them, and then I hit like nothing for 4 days straight. And what I learned from that is whatever you're investing into sports betting, like for that day, you need to think of that money as gone money. Like you need to think of it as like money that you're okay with losing. Because if you're not okay with losing it, you're gonna hit the end of the night after all the games are over, the TV's off. You're gonna hit the end of the night and you're gonna be fucking down bad, bro. You're gonna be fucking like, fuck, why did I fucking bet all this money on these stupid ass players? And you're gonna be super down bad. So you gotta be comfortable losing what you're betting. So whatever whatever unit size you gotta do to make it comfortable, that's what you gotta do. But at the end of the day, if you're not betting and you want to just like do crypto or stocks or something instead, like go for it. But betting, if you're not betting, like you're not going to be able to make any like easy money in theory. Like if you quit betting, you're not going to be able to make any easy money in your future. All your money's going to have to come through work or stocks or crypto or whatever. But like your money's going to have to come through other sources. Like if you're not betting and you like just cut betting off, you're never gonna be able to make like quick money. Again, like that's the thing. Betting is like you make quick money, but you can also lose money really fast. So that's a thing. And like you got to be careful with it because you can lose money fast. And if you are on a losing streak, when you're on a losing streak, it fucking sucks. And all you want to do is bet to get out of the losing streak. And that's where a lot of people lose. Like I was saying, like I lost 4,000 in 4 days because I was chasing the loss. I was trying to make back the first thousand. Next day I was trying to make back the 2,000. Next day I was trying to make back the 3,000 I lost. Like that's when you lose. You can't be chasing your losses, and it's like a super dangerous path when you're losing. So that's the thing. Like, but also there's a flip side of it. When you're winning, you got to be able to take your profits when you're winning. I used to like I would go up one day, I'd make like 400, 500 in a day, just off my bets, and then the next day I'd be like, oh, dude, I'm a god at betting. Like, let me throw this 500 profit I just made all into slips, and then I would lose all my profit. And then there you go, you're right back to zero. And then when you go under from there, then you're chasing your losses again. You're like trying to get back the 500 you had the day before, and you're chasing your losses. So you got to know how to take your profits and you got to know how to stop chasing when you're like losing a ton. Like you got to know how to like reset, slow it down. And that's why recently I've been like slowing down how much I'm betting. Um my slips nowadays are like $2.50, $3, $5 slips. And with that like you're not going to be able to lose a ton of money. And also I'm like confident in every slip I'm placing. Every slip I'm placing I'm thinking it's going to be all green, and I'm like trying to manifest it to be all green. Like every single day there's a new board, right? There's a new slate of games. Every single day there's a new slate, and you got to come in the day with a new strategy. Like not a completely different strategy, like with your like bet amounts and your parlay links, but you got to come in with a completely different strategy as yesterday. So you can just like hone in on the day and like make bets that make sense for that day. Because like maybe one day the five leggers are making sense, the four leggers are making sense. And then the next day you're like, I think the three leggers are better for this because it's a little more risky. And you got to go with your gut. You got to go with your gut a lot of times in betting, and you got to be able to make a different strategy for each day and come at each day like you're trying to rob the sports books. Like you're trying to get even with them, but like not even like go to war with them necessarily, but you're trying to extract profit out of them. And you need a strategy each day. If you're coming in each day like blindly and you're just like depositing like 400 in your account, like let's make this 400 into 1,000. Like you're coming at it so blind. Like you need a specific strategy each day to attack the sports books with. Like for me, I'll like I'll have a few quarterbacks I like. So yesterday we had college football playoffs. I had like four quarterbacks I liked. I wrote down the players. I hit how much I wanted to hit them for. So each player I wrote down like $100, $30, $50. And then I'm like strategizing which receivers are gonna hit with them. And then like we're going into all sorts of nitty gritty. Like on a piece of paper, if you're gonna bet money, so you want to bet like 300 today. I'm gonna put this 300 on a piece of paper, and then break it up into a bunch of little bets. So make this 300 into $152 bets, and then where are each of the $2 bets going to be placed on? Like who are we placing them on? We're placing them on this quarterback in four-man forms. We're placing on this quarterback in five-man forms. We're placing it on these basketball players like I don't know. Whatever you're gonna do, you need a strategy and you need to come at the sports books with all you got. Like you can't just be randomly betting, um, picking 50-50 lines and just like expecting to win because once again, your hit rate has to be like 60 or 65% if you want to make good money. Like if you're getting 65% hit rate, you're gonna make good money and you could potentially double your money if you're at a 65% hit rate, 70% hit rate, you could triple your money and so on. But you can't be a 50-50 better. You got to be betting on things that are going to go green. You got to be taking good lines where they have them. So like if um if FanDuel's got a line at 34 yards and Dabble's got a line at like 27 yards, I'm going to be using Dabble. Like if Prize Picks has a better line, if they got like two low receiver lines or passing yard lines a little lower than Dabble, I'm going to be changing my bets from $2.50 bets to $5 bets on Prize Picks just because the lines are better. Like I'm going to where the lines are good. And um what I've learned is like FanDuel is kind of a money grab. It's like hard to win on FanDuel. Like you think it'd be easier, but like people want to do bigger legs on FanDuel just because it make it so easy to do like a monster parlay and then they pay out a ton. But like you end up losing all those. Like what I've learned is any leg or any parlay over like six legs is like kind of doomed to fail. Like you're just basically donating at that point. And you might think you could win a ton of money. You only just need to hit one. They're so fucking hard to hit, dude. When you really think about it, every bet's a coin toss, right? So if you're every bet's a coin toss, you got point 0.5 to the fucking seventh. Like it's gonna be a tiny ass number, dude. Like that's like one in a 64 chance. Um, or wait, no, it's one at 128 chance to hit a seven leg parlay. So one out every 128. Like you gotta put 128 parlays to hit one. Like that's not gonna happen. You're not gonna hit anything if you're doing seven mans. You're doing eight mans. You're not gonna hit anything. Six mans you'll occasionally hit, but like you don't want to have that as your base. You want to have that as like just some fun ones. Like maybe you want to do like 10 six mans and just like throw out $2 on them and try to get lucky. But what I've learned is five mans are like the biggest you want to go. So five mans are the biggest you want to go. Four mans are very hittable. Four mans and three mans are very hittable. And like I think three mans are where you want to start off if you're not good at this. Um, three mans are like that's where I started off. I used to start off with like $5 three mans to turn into 30 on Dabble. And like you can actually make money with three mans. Like it's not necessarily a horrible place. Just because they're a 6x doesn't mean you can't make money with them. But like where the money's at in my eyes is like the five mans. Like the five mans 20x is like so good. And you just got to be careful with how much you're investing into the five mans. Like that's why I like to split mine up. I like my strategy for you guys for NBA was like 50% three mans, 25% four mans, 25% five mans. But five mans are just they pay so good, but like they don't hit a lot of times. But it is like one of those like five legs. It's possible to hit. It's at least possible to hit, and I've seen it happen before. And I know like I could turn $2 into $40 like that. So like five mans and four mans are kind of where I've been staying at. I really like four mans recently just because I can hit two receivers and a quarterback, all correlated together, and then I'll hit like another edge on there. And you got to be able to get bets out quick. Like if you have like a Samsung, like I've noticed on my Samsung, it's slow as fuck to get bets out. Like you need an Apple device to get bets out fast, or like a computer. But you need some sort of system you can get bets out fast. And like what I was saying with the quarterback, two receivers, and like one lock, I can get bets out so fast. Like that's how I'd be betting like 100 bets for $2.50 each, like a night, is because I can get the bets out fast. So like if I have a quarterback, I like his over. We have four different receivers. I'm gonna pair the quarterback with two receivers and then a lock, and then we're gonna make a ton of like different combinations with the four receivers. So I'm gonna hit one and two, wide receivers one and two, and then three and four, and then one and three, and then two and four, and we're gonna pair them out like that, and then we're just gonna add an extra leg on for the fourth leg, and just has to be like something that you think is gonna hit. Like it's really not crazy complicated, but betting like makes it seem like it's easier to win than it actually is. Like that's what you got to realize. Like most bets are 50-50 bets, and they make it that way. And then like a lot of them be traps too. Like the lower lines in NBA, you'll think like are easy to hit, but those are the ones that go under. And the higher lines in NBA, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go under in this. Those are the ones that go over. So you gotta be aware. Like everything's a trap in betting. Like there's a ton of different traps out there, and you gotta be like in the game long enough to be able to realize the traps. Like if I see a board like a FanDuel board of all the spreads, all the overs, all the unders. I can in my head like kind of see where the trap lines are, where the value's at, and like I'm going to the value, and I'm going to like the places we got to edge at. Like I'm not going to the trap lines. Um, Spreads a lot of times be traps. Something to keep in mind. Over unders a lot of times be like spot fucking on. So something to keep in mind, like alternate spreads, alternate over unders, like those are the ones that actually hit. The over unders, the spreads, they be like close as fuck. They be like right on the damn line. So that's something you got to keep in mind if you're gonna bet spreads and money lines and stuff like that. Just be aware that like the rigging is in factor for you. Like when you're not betting on players, the rigging is in factor. Players, I think, are the least rigged things. Or like it's really hard to rig the players besides like pulling them out of the game. But if you bet on players that are like actually seeing minutes and getting some time in the game, then you'll be better off. And I've learned is unders are money a lot of time. Like unders be hitting more often than overs, in my opinion. Um, but at the same time, the sports books know that. So now all the lines are like super low to the point where like they probably should go over if they have a normal game, but a lot of times they don't have a normal game and then they go under. But yeah, man, like you got to just kind of look at the different like bets for each day and just find the value and then hit that value in a proper manner. Like also, I learned is you don't want to put too much on one player. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You don't want to have all your bet or all your like bankroll on like one guy performing because that's how you get screwed from the one dude. So max on a player is $50. If it's a quarterback, it's different because you got to hit the quarterback with the receivers like on a bunch of slips. But Yeah, max on an NBA player, college basketball player is $50. Ideally, like if you're doing my strategy, pretty like cheap strategy. Like I'm not rolling in dough, but like $2.50 four mans, $2.50 five mans, $2.50 three mans, and then we're hitting these on Dabble, and then um, what you want to do with this is pick good players that are getting minutes if you're going over on them, or find unders. Like there's a ton of unders on Dabble that are probably going to be green. Go to college basketball, go to women's college basketball, look at the different unders they got available, look at the different unders they got in the NBA. It's on the weekend in the NBA. They're not going to be playing as hard. Look at the unders. And that's what I learned. Like unders be like more cash than overs, but they usually be hitting more than overs. Everyone wants to bet the overs, and that is why the unders be hitting more often because they want you to bet the overs. They like their whole algorithm is for you to bet the overs. And the reality is there's only so much time in a game. Like basketball games are 48 minutes, college basketball games are 40 minutes, hockey 60 minutes. Like if you go under, like I'll get into all my strategies like in more videos, but all you need to know is unders are money, and you gotta look for undervalue. And all the like really good betters you see, like Alex Monahan, he used to be hitting unders all the time. Like that's what you guys got to realize. The overs sometimes, sometimes there's not enough time to hit the overs, and they're sort of traps, and maybe they're not getting enough minutes to hit their over. And yeah, you just got to be aware of the lines. Kind of in your head, have your own projection, and then compare it with props.cash projection of that player. See if you got an edge, and then if you do got an edge, kind of hammer the player. $50 max per player. But yeah, that's basically how I describe it. Like I'm just looking for value on the sports book, and then I'm going to use that value to make some educated bets and parlay them together. Try to cook something up. But yeah, guys, that's kind of what I've learned in the past couple years. And I'm sorry, this video is kind of all over the place. It's just like I'm just freeballing like with my thoughts. And I hope you guys learned something from this. I'm sure you guys did. And yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. More strategies coming soon. Peace out, guys.